Hi everyone, this post is for SubUnit 3.2, and the first question says, how does observation, if done correctly and consistently, actually help prevent certain challenging behaviors? And basically observation is the most useful tool for preventing challenging behaviors because the teacher is able to look back and reflect on their teaching strategies and their preventative strategies and understand what works and what doesn't. They're able to make charts, just as we've been practicing in class, about what behaviors come up, what times of the day they come up, what other children are the children with the behaviors around when it occurs, what are the triggers. All of these factors come into play to help the teacher determine why and when and where is this happening and what can be done to prevent it. The teacher may find that it is before nap time, after nap time, before recess, before lunch, during a certain classroom activity, during a certain center, or they may find that it's in the beginning of the day when their parents first drop them off. Maybe they miss their parents, and then once the kids work through the day, then they're okay. There are all these factors that come into play. So observation is extremely important because that is honestly the only way that teachers are going to be able to determine exactly when and why things are happening the way they are. Also, teachers are able to use observation to determine the wants and the needs of the children so that they're able to plan lessons and activities based upon this information. And if teachers understand why behaviors are occurring and at what time, then they're able to come up with, like Dr. Harper has been telling us, the social stories to help the students fix these behaviors without them even realizing that they're fixing these behaviors. What 3 to 4 rules would you implement in your classroom? I think the first one definitely would be respectful to your friends and your teacher. I think it's important for kids to understand respect. It kind of encompasses like everything. Encompasses, talking nicely to your friends, keeping your hands to yourself, that kind of thing. The second one would be to always try your best, because it's important for kids to understand that it is okay to make mistakes and it is okay to be wrong sometimes, and that's when we learn, is when we make mistakes. We learn by doing things wrong and realizing that, okay, that was wrong, I need to try it a different way. So when kids understand that and they can comprehend that it is okay to be wrong, then they won't be as timid or afraid to try new things, and they'll be fearless in their work. My third rule would be to be responsible. I think that's a very good lesson for kids to understand. It's a very good skill to be responsible and to learn, your responsibilities in your classroom, in your life, at home, and a teacher can play a vital role in that. To implement those kind of rules, I wanted to add in here in the video that I would use visuals. It would be pictures of be respectful of your friends. This is what respect looks like. This is what being kind to someone looks like. Trying your best. This is what trying your best looks like. Have a student working and, having a smile on their face. Be responsible, having a picture of someone putting their toys away or putting their crafts away or whatever they may be working on. I would also model these rules, obviously to the students, being respectful of them, being a responsible teacher to them, always being kind to them and helpful, and always trying my best, and even letting the students know, like, oh, I made a mistake, see how I fixed this? And so the students understand that if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Consider your classroom rules. Will there be certain expectations that need flexibility and implementation to best meet the needs of all the children? I think the rules are definitely flexible enough for accommodations and modifications for students who need these, whether it be for a special needs student, any ESOL or ESE kids, or just children who, just aren't able to sit in circle time, just like Dr. Harper has talked about, for the full, 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe they can only sit for a few minutes. And these are rules that are flexible for that. And, teachers and, myself, I'm not going to gain success from forcing a child to sit for any amount of time and forcing them to do something. I'm not going to gain success from that, because the whole point is you want the child to want to learn and be interested and engaged. You don't want to be forcing a child to do something. When you're forcing them, that means it's obviously not interesting for them, and that's something that you need to rethink. So, it's definitely important to just have an understanding that some kids don't have the cognitive capacity for some activities yet, and for some responsibilities that I would like them to, have. And it just is going to take time, and it's going to take time to work up to. What role does quality in the learning environment play in the prevention of challenging behaviors? When there's a quality setting for children, then they will have more opportunities they won't have opportunities to act out. The setting will be safe and stable, and they'll understand their responsibilities and the expectations of them. I think if they understand the expectations and their developmentally appropriate expectations, then they will be able to abide by rules, and they'll be more likely to abide by those rules. Children need to feel stable, and they need to feel as though they're not in this disequilibrium all the time. So I think it's important to have the quality environment that will support this.